We live? I think we're live. YouTube needs to do a better job with this confirming your audio settings. But anyway, who cares? Because apparently Sabrina Carpenter and Olivia Rodrigo are maybe going to collab on a song. I want to talk about why people on the internet are predicting that. I also want to talk about my predictions for why I think Sabrina Carpenter is going to go on a hybrid stadium / arena tour, kind of like the Dua Lipa Radical Optimism tour. A lot of people have been predicting a Man's Best Friend tour for 2026. I think it's going to be a hybrid stadium arena tour. And last time I predicted Sabrina going on tour in 2024 before Espresso came out, I manifested front row seats to Paris. So I'm not saying that I'm Nostradamus, but I am saying that you should start saving your money. Anyway, I'm being a bit silly, but I'm being serious at the same time. Anyway, I hope you guys had a great weekend. If you are watching this video live or you're watching it on the playback, not live, either way, hope you had a great weekend. Hope you enjoyed Valentine's Day. Let me know in the chat or the comments what you did. I saw The Housemaid finally. That movie is very campy. It's very silly, but I did enjoy it. I love Amanda Seyfried, so I will watch anything that she's in. That movie was like pretty silly. I don't think the acting was terribly great, but I did like it. It was a lot of fun. It's very sexy. Sydney Sweeney is so hot. Jesus Christ. Okay, anyway, enough. I digress. Let's get into this. I'm going to share my screen about why people think Sabrina Carpenter and Olivia Rodrigo are potentially collaborating on a song. I'm going to share my thoughts about this. And basically, people think this because there was a deux moi blind item that people think is about Sabrina and Olivia. So I'm going to share my screen. I do see that I have a comment in the chat from Le Petit Milo. Are you from France? I would love for Sabrina to go on tour, but I think she will take a break because the Short and Sweet tour went for so long. Well, she also had to make Man's Best Friend. I was thinking this too, but people have sleuthed out why they think she's going on tour. I think your mind might be changed. We're gonna get to this because I felt exactly the same way you did. Okay, but let me talk about the Sabrina Olivia potentially collabing first. I'm going to share my screen. This article. Yeah. Okay, so basically, my reminders are going off. Let me turn this off. Remind me in an hour. Okay. So basically, this is an article that's talking about it, but deux moi, if you're not familiar with this website, basically people submit blind items where they are anonymous sources and talk about celebrities anonymously to conceal their identities. So this is a blind item that many people think is about Sabrina and Olivia. So it goes a certain okay, so the pseudonyms for the people they're talking about are a certain pint-sized pop star and a confessional alt-pop brunette. The subject says Studio Sparks Fly. And then the message is, this petite blonde pop star and this alt-pop confessional brunette were spotted walking out of the studio in a late-night session last night. They seemed to be deep in conversation and hugged each other before getting into two separate cars. So that's it, guys. Obviously, there's no paparazzi pictures. There's nothing more substantial. There's nothing more tangible. But a lot of people think that this might be about Sabrina and Olivia. I saw some other interesting guesses of who people think this is about in the deux moi comments. I'm going to share who I think it's about, but just some interesting other guesses that I saw were some people thinking it's about Sabrina and Lily Allen because, apparently Lily Allen is going to be doing a remix album, like the Charlie XCX Brat remix album. Some people think it could be about Sabrina and Billie Eilish. Sabrina is friends with Billie Eilish. She's not friends with Olivia. I know they hugged at the Grammys, but they've never ever like engaged with each other like beyond that. Some people think it could be Sabrina and Charlie. I saw some people that were like, I think it's about Sabrina and Joe, which is really cute because she arrested him, of course, at the Austin city limits, I think it was. People have been shipping them. Some people, like myself, think that it is about maybe Sabrina and Gracie, because of the subject, which says studio sparks fly. Sparks fly sounds like a very Taylor Swift like reference, like the title wants people to think that there's some sort of Taylor Swift connection of some sort. And that's why I think it could be about Gracie and Sabrina and whatever alt pop brunette means to some people. It's subjective. Like some people think that means alternative, like Olivia Rodrigo. Some people think alt pop is just something that's maybe a bit more experimental, like Billy, like Charlie. But I personally think that because of the title, it might be more Sabrina and Gracie. I personally think that there's no way that Sabrina Carpenter and Olivia Rodrigo would collaborate. I would love it if they did. I would I would love it if they did. That would be incredible, but I just think that there's too much negative history between them. Um, and it doesn't seem like it would be mutually beneficial to either of them. So for example, like cuz they're each other's competitors. Like I can't imagine either of their teams being like you guys should collaborate with one another and then being like, yeah, let's do it. Because for example, when Charlie and Lord collaborated and they worked it out on the remix, that was very beneficial for both of them. It was great PR for Charlie XCX for the Brat album. And obviously that Brat album was doing lots of interesting public relations and marketing and really thinking outside the box. Lord had an album that came out the year after that, so I think it was great for both of their careers. I don't think Sabrina or Olivia are like jumping at collabing with one another. And I just think they seem to like avoid talking about each other, acknowledging each other. Like I would bet that when they do interviews, one of the requirements is that they're like, don't bring up Sabrina, don't bring up Olivia, because when they have been asked about each other in interviews, it seems like they really want to like change the topic quickly. They obviously have a lot of mutual friends like Chappell Roan and Billie Eilish and Gracie Abrams, and it just seems like they never cross paths, or there's not a lot of data that they cross paths or hang out or anything. Um, yeah, like obviously they hugged at the Grammys and a lot of people made a big deal about that last year, but I personally think that's one of those things where you run into somebody at like at a gathering where there's going to be a lot of mutual connections and acquaintances, and it's like the mature thing to do is say hi to that person, but things are like maybe awkward and you can't wait to like leave the conversation. That is me projecting and speculating and being parasocial. I have no idea, but I just cannot see that they would collaborate. But it would be incredible if they did. Um when I think about it, I guess, Olivia is the one who's supposed to have an album out this year. And I'm like, why would she want one of her biggest competitors on her album and stealing the spotlight when one of her biggest competitors is already having like two back-to-back massive albums? Like that would just take so much spotlight off of Olivia. I just don't see it happening. I think it's Gracie and Sabrina. So yeah, and le petit, I can't say because there's no e at the end, so it should be le petit, right? Milo? Are you French? Or maybe that's the name of like a book or something and I look really stupid right now. Um So you say, and both Sabrina and Gracie are close to Taylor. Exactly. Yep. That's why I think it could be about them. Um, and that would be interesting. Okay, so I also now want to get into why people think Sabrina Carpenter is going on tour in 2026. Um, a lot of people have sleuthed out that it looks like she will tour this year, A Man's Best Friend tour. I, like you, Le Petit Milo, thought there's no way. There's no way. She has to be so tired, but I'm buying into what a lot of people are sleuthing out. I think your mind might be changed. And I want to explain why I think that she's going to do a hybrid arena stadium tour like Dua Lipa did with Radical Optimism Tour, and why I think it's going to be in the reverse order of the dates and destinations that um, that Dua did for that tour. I think there's already some potential evidence of this. But first, I want to explain why people are thinking that Sabrina is going on tour this year. If you don't know, basically, a lot of people have felt like Sabrina's Grammys performance, um, that it had a bunch of Easter eggs that she was going on tour this that she's going on tour this year and different destinations that she's going to go to. And it shows some destinations that she hasn't gone to yet that makes sense for being part of destinations for an Asia, Australasia section of the tour, um, for other parts of a potential 2026 tour. So there's a TikTok, well, there's numerous TikToks, but I'm going to share a TikTok that I feel like sums up the situation very well and describes why people have sleuthed this out. Okay, so here is, I'm sure you guys know who this girl is. Euro Sweetheart on TikTok. Courtney, is that her name? I think a lot of you guys know her. Anyway, here's the TikTok.
World Tour announcement is imminent. Because for Sabrina's 2026 Grammy performance, she came out dressed up like a pilot, riding around on the baggage claim and sitting in front of a flight schedule, which shows different cities all over the world. That could very well be teasing the Man's Best Friend tour stops. She also had baggage lying around her entire set, having various stickers of countries and cities on them. It's already known that Sabrina wants to go back on tour for Man's Best Friend, as she mentioned in an interview with Apple Music.
I feel the same way about the tour. You know, I'm gonna make sure that it's something that I feel really great about, and you know, and then that'll come when it comes.
And if that's not enough fuel for the plane, after the Short and Sweet tour wrapped, her tour manager posted this, saying short and sweet forever, but also look out 2026, we're just getting started. She does have Lollapalooza festivals lined up for March and Coachella in April, so this could very well tease a theme that we will see. Since for Short and Sweet, she did more of the motel and house aesthetic. Sabrina is also a reference queen, so she could be paying homage to Candyman by Christina Aguilera or even the iconic Britney Spears. For everybody wondering why she would be going back on tour so soon, she has been nonstop touring since 2022 for Emails I Can't Send, and she is very much well aware, as per this Variety interview. Fingers crossed that Sabrina will be flying to a city near you. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. The Man's Best Friend.
Okay, so I am going to share my opinion why I think Sabrina is potentially going back on tour so soon, and she's playing shows like Lollapalooza festivals in South America. So she has a number of dates. She's doing Coachella. So like she clearly is touring this year. It's just a matter of what is the extent of the tour. But yeah, so as you saw, people feel like her Grammys performance was teasing that she would maybe go on tour, having the whole like airplane theme. And also, if you go to a screenshot of some of those destinations that were on the board of destinations, like at the airport for her Grammys. So I'm sharing that screen now. You will see that she has some dates here, or destinations, I should say, like Melbourne, which she hasn't been to yet. She has Seoul in South Korea, she hasn't been to yet. And I think a lot of people think MCA yeah, MCA is like Manchild Airlines or Airways, or Sabrina Carpenter Airlines or Airways. And I'm starting to believe the conspiracy, you guys. And also, I think why there's this like people are really thinking she's going to go to Australia this year is because some of these Australian carpenters have really done some really impressive sleuthing that makes me really confident that she is maybe going to go on tour this year. So this is what one Aussie carpenter figured out. And they basically shared something that they sleuthed from Ticketek, which I think is like the ticket master or something of Australia. Let me play this TikTok for you. Let's try this again. Let's turn on the sound, shall we? And start over.
The man's best friend tour is about to be announced. This image was not here a day ago because I know for a fact, I checked this site regularly. It's not this image. The entire page used to use this picture from emails I can't send and has not been updated since then. This is the first time in nearly 4 years that this has been updated. And I fear that means that it's about to happen. The man's best friend tour is about to be announced. This image was not here a day ago because I know for a fact.
Okay, so there's that. And then typically when I go back to this article, there's a bunch of other things that Australians have sleuthed out about Sabrina coming to Australia. I'm not going to go over all of these things just because some of these things happened last year that felt a bit like wishful thinking. But I think basically what this person sleuthed with the Ticketek, like Aussie Ticketmaster type of website, plus the Grammys having Melbourne as a destination. I think that's why there's mounting evidence that she might be going on tour in Australia and Australasia, I should say, because it also said Seoul. And I want to explain why I think the tour might be a stadium, like a hybrid stadium arena tour, like the Radical Optimism tour that Dua Lipa went on. This is like a prediction essentially, but I just feel really, really strongly about this, guys. Okay. So first of all, Sabrina is going on tour in South America, doing these Lollapalooza festivals and these festivals in South America, and then she's playing Coachella in April. So here is Sabrina's website. You can see the tour dates that she has. And so yeah, she's playing Lollapalooza in Chile in March. She's doing Argentina, Paraguay, Brazil. So she's playing these Southern Hemisphere, South America dates in March. And the reason that is important is because when people tour South America and Asia, Australia, and the Southern Hemisphere, they will often maybe start around, they will do those dates in maybe like January to March and the end of the year as well. So like maybe October, November, December. And the reason that is of course that's when the weather is best in those parts of the world. I used to live in Australia. So yeah, it's interesting because like the US and Europe summer, it's like opposite in these Southern Hemisphere places. So anyway, she's starting this Southern Hemisphere tour dates in South America in March. And if I go to the Radical Optimism tour, and a lot of tours, it's not just the Radical Optimism tour, but this is the Wikipedia page for Radical Optimism tour. It did a very similar thing. So the Radical Optimism tour ended. Sorry, no. Yes, let me start there actually. It ended in South America, these Southern Hemisphere destinations, Argentina, Chile, Brazil, Peru. Sound familiar? Like Sabrina Carpenter. It ended in November and December of 2025. And it started in March of 2025 in Australia. I did Melbourne, Sydney, did New Zealand. Technically, it started in November, December of 2024. Again, because when you tour these Southern Hemisphere places, you gotta like do the bookends of the year, like January to March, November, December. So it started in November, December doing these Asia dates in 2024, and then it stopped, it paused, and then it picked up again in March of 2025 doing Australia. So I think that maybe, just maybe, sorry, I just saw your comment. Le Petit Milo, right? Are you seeing it? We're not crazy. We're not crazy. Okay. I think that the Sabrina potential hypothetical tour of Man's Best Friend will do the opposite of the Radical Optimism tour, where it's starting in March in South America of the Southern Hemisphere. I think it will, like the Radical Optimism tour, maybe do some more of these other locations that were on the Grammy screen in the airport theme or whatever, like London and whatnot, and then finish up in Asia, Australia in November and December. That is my prediction. That's just a prediction, but I feel very strongly about this. And part of the reason why I think Sabrina is maybe going to go on tour in 2026, even though the girl must be so tired. She just put out an album after putting out a smash album. It seems like she never sleeps. She's staying up late because she's a singer, but she's a very ambitious singer, clearly. Like, she seems like someone who is just reaching milestones really quickly, and she's ready to like move on to the next milestone really quickly. So many artists who have a smash album, like they'll wait about 2 years before they put out the follow-up album. Obviously, Sabrina put out Man's Best Friend like a year after she put out Short and Sweet. Obviously, she went on tour for Short and Sweet, like right after the Eras tour, which is right after the tour for Emails I Can't Send. And then she, when it seemed like the Short and Sweet tour was over, she then put out a bunch of other tour dates in 2025 to do more Short and Sweet tour dates, like this extended tour. And she did like 6 nights at Madison Square Garden. She did, I think it was 6, maybe it was like 7. I don't remember. I don't remember if it was 6 or 7 nights in LA. So clearly, like, she was like, I could stop, but I won't. Like, she just seems like someone who is just constantly like ready for the next milestone. And I wonder if part of that is because she's just been around for so long. She's been a famous singer for so long. And so maybe she's like more ready for certain things instead of like being like, oh, I need to rest and wait 2 years before I do X, Y, and Z. Like, for example, when Olivia Rodrigo blew up and she went on tour for the Sour album, she, like, a lot of people wanted her to do an arena tour, but she was like, oh, I'm not ready for that. And she did smaller venues that are like 2,000 to 5,000 people. And then with Guts, she did the arena tour. And I just wonder if Sabrina is like, I'm ready for the stadium tour now. Like, if that's, I wonder if she's just like this ambitious, career oriented person who's just like, I'm ready for that next step now. And I realized that I didn't even go into more about the Radical Optimism tour, but just to go back to the Wikipedia page for the Radical Optimism tour, I think that Sabrina might do some of these same venues that Dua Lipa did. I don't think it's going, I think if she does do a Man's Best Friend tour, it's not going to be as extensive as a Radical Optimism tour. Because Sabrina's been touring forever. But if we look at some of these dates that, or some of these destinations that match up with what was on the screen. London was on that Grammys performance background screen, whatever. Airplane destinations. Where's London? I think it's up here. Where are you at? Oh, here. So I could totally see Sabrina doing what Dua Lipa did, where she plays Wembley Stadium. Wembley has a capacity of 90,000. And, you know, again, Sabrina did like 6 nights at Madison Square Garden in a row, 6 nights in LA in a row. I think the first short and sweet tour in 2024, she did the Kia Forum, but I think she switched the venue in 2025. I don't remember. But either way, she did like 6 nights in a row. So that girl, I think, is ready to play like Wembley Stadium. Just like Dua Lipa did. I could see her playing Anfield in Liverpool, home of Liverpool Football Club, who I hate, but we won't talk about that. But Anfield has a capacity of 61,000. Like I could see Sabrina doing that. I could see her doing Paris. Where's Paris? So Dua Lipa did Paris La Défense Arena, which has a capacity of 40,000 people. So I think maybe like Dua Lipa, she could do 2 nights in Paris, do a thing like that. And then as you see with Dua Lipa's tour, she has these big capacity venues like Paris La Défense. She has Wembley, she has Anfield, and then she has some smaller, like an arena small, but some arenas to kind of share the wealth. Like she has Madison Square Garden. So it's like a hybrid arena/stadium tour. So I could just absolutely see Sabrina doing a similar thing as this. And I just think the whole thing of her starting in March, just like Dua Lipa did in 2025, Sabrina is obviously starting in March for her Southern Hemisphere dates. And that is why I think this. I feel very strongly about this, guys. And like I said, I manifested front row seats in Paris at Accra Arena in last year, but I started saving for Sabrina's tour in like February of 2024 before Espresso came out. While she was still opening for Taylor on the Eras tour, I started saving my money because I was like, I know she's going to come out with music. I know she's going to announce a tour. I think I'm not saying I'm Nostradamus, but I'm just saying I have a good feeling. I think there's a lot of evidence and I believe it. And I think if you are in Asia or Australia, New Zealand, you need to start saving your money now. It's February, you have time. And I'm wondering if maybe like she did in 2024 when she played Coachella and then she announced her tour. I think that's what happened. Maybe it got announced like right before Coachella. I don't remember. But I think Espresso came out, she played Coachella, and I think shortly after that, her tour was announced. So if it follows that pattern again, guys, you have time if you're in Asia or Australia, New Zealand. You have time. Save your money. Le Petit. Can you please clarify your name? I'm like, I hope I'm not being weird about this. I'm like, I don't know if you're French or like from a French speaking country or if Le Petit Milo is like the name of a book or a movie and I'm like overthinking your name or something. So let me know. But thank you for leaving these comments in the chat and not making me feel like an alone loser. I appreciate that so much. And you said that you found my channel through Ella Langley and Megan Maroney video. Really enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Thank you. I worked so hard on that video because that video, like it required so much, like finding all of like those TikToks and all of like the pictures of Riley Green changing, like the picture before he changed his sunglasses, before he like colored them in, the before and after that, like it just required finding so much B-roll, as it's called, like the pictures that you have overlaying what you're speaking to the microphone and stuff. It took forever. So I appreciate it so much. I think that's my best performing video so far on this channel. So thank you for watching it. And you have a positive energy, and it's a nice change from all the negativity and the music YouTube. Thank you so much. That means the world to me. And I'm going to try to keep up that energy with my channel. If you ever start seeing me go to the dark side and selling my soul or anything, please like slap me and be like, stop. Okay, yeah. And I saw that you said that you're seeing the evidence, right? I was like, there's no way she's going on tour. There's no way. But another reason that I'm like believing it is I'm like, she only would play, I think, 3 songs when she picked up the Short and Sweet tour again. She would play Tears, Man Child, and House Tour. I just found that so weird, especially because her tour manager said that thing like looking forward to 2026 or look out 2026 or whatever. I was just like, huh? And then they said goodbye to the to that Penthouse stage, but she's continuing tour dates in 2026. So I'm like, I think there might be more to this. Okay, then you said, although she does tour again, I think she's ready for a full stadium tour now. Oh my God, I think that's possible as well. I'm so curious. I just think I'm projecting here. I'm being very parasocial, very speculative, and I'm being like a weirdo. But I just have a feeling that Sabrina is the kind of person that's like, I'll do a stadium tour now. Like I just have that vibe about her that she's like she likes reaching those milestones and like checking them off quickly, and she's just ready for the next stage of celebrity and all that entails and how much spotlight is on you. She just seems like so poised for all of it, and like she is just so commanding and comfortable on stage and stuff. So I could see that as well. And yeah, I'm just trying to think like if there's any other pop girl that's not Taylor Swift or Beyonce who's done a stadium tour recently. Let me know in the comments or the chat if you know. I can't think of anyone. Like obviously Dua Lipa did the hybrid one. I know SZA did a stadium tour, but she did it with Kendrick Lamar, right? So it wasn't just like her as the headliner. So it'd be interesting. Like I would love to see her just do a full stadium tour as well, because I'd love to see her be like, I know the next step that people tend to do is a hybrid stadium arena tour, but I'm just going to go full throttle and just do all stadiums. Like I think that would be so cool. It's just insane how far her career has come in like 2 years. And you said, I just like French. And I'm short. Oh, so short like Sabrina Le Petite. Okay, so that's what it means. Okay. Okay, I see. The Petite Milo. Well, anyway, thank you for clarifying that. I feel, because I was starting to feel like a weirdo. I'm like, I hope this isn't the name of a movie or some really cool book that everyone's reading and I sound like an idiot right now. Okay, you said Lady Gaga Mayhem Ball is a stadium tour. Okay. Shakira and Pink. Okay. Yeah. But basically, no like newer pop girl that's 26 years old or under, I don't think, right, has done a stadium tour. I don't think so. There's more of these like seasoned vets at this point, and Dua Lipa, who did some stadium shows. So I would love it if Sabrina is like, I'm going to jump to the front of the line and just do stadiums. And I just see her doing that as well. Like just skipping the step of doing the hybrid tour and just doing stadiums as well. I think that would be so cool. And hopefully we can all get tickets. Yeah, I could see her next tour being only stadiums as well. But it depends how her album does, because I feel like she might be she could be heading towards that Katy Perry like lane where you had a massive album and then your follow-up albums since then haven't been as big as that massive album, because Katy Perry has been doing an arena tour. So there hasn't been demand for her to do a stadium tour because she didn't like all of her albums since that Teenage Dream era just kept like dipping and dipping, and like the demand for Katy Perry has just been less and less and less. And I just wonder if Dua Lipa might have a similar trajectory. You said Ariana is also doing just arenas for the Eternal Sunshine Tour. Interesting. Yeah. It's interesting. I wonder if some artists could, like, I would think Ariana could definitely do a stadium tour, but I wonder how much of it is the artist feeling like they can handle that, like they're ready for that. Because yeah, that is interesting. I don't really follow Ariana too well, so I don't know much about her personality. But I wonder like if she's like a Miley or Justin Bieber, where it seems like they really struggle with tour. I don't know. I don't know anything about Ariana, but I do know that some artists really struggle with touring. Okay. Well, I'm going to end the stream, but let me know if you have suggestions for other stream ideas. And I really appreciate you being here in the chat, keeping me company. I appreciate everyone who stopped in the stream, even if you like checked in and checked out. It's okay. This is really fun having this channel. I love pop and pop culture so much. And I really, really appreciate you guys who have given attention to my channel and validated this channel so far in the beginning of it. And I would greatly appreciate it if you like this video, because it helps my channel so much, because it's a brand new channel and it helps push the video in the algorithm. I will see you guys in the next video. And you should talk about Ella Langley again. Now she has the Hot 100 song and her album is coming out. I definitely will. I'm going to do an album reaction for sure. But let me know what else you think I could talk about her, because I don't know what else I could talk about besides doing like reaction videos. I could make videos about more stuff that's on Reddit, but I don't want to be like a loser like that and talk about stuff that's completely speculative about people that she's dating or her exes and stuff. But I could do that if people want that. Let me know. And yeah, leave any suggestions that you have in the chat, or sorry, in the comments, I guess, because I'm ending the stream now. But I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Have a nice evening.